Hi Sylvia, Jeff Bradley here. You responded to my post in the Washington Small Business Facebook group. So I just wanted to thank you for that. I appreciate that. And I took your website link that you posted there, and I went to your website, as you can see, and I'm taking a look at it. And I wanted to make this video for you to give you a quick overview of some of the things that I found and some things that you can actually do yourself that I think are going to make a huge impact, a positive impact on your Google ranking for your website. So I'm looking at your website, and first of all, I really like how it is very logically structured and laid out. And it's actually, you've actually done a better job at that than some of the websites that I've looked at for your geographic area, Seattle. And also I looked at Kirkland and Everett. And so from a structural standpoint and how it's laid out, I'm quite impressed. It's actually very nicely done. So there's not a whole lot that would need to be changed from that standpoint. So what I did was I went to using the search term house cleaning in Seattle. Now I'm assuming that you are based in Seattle, and if that's incorrect, then we can make adjustments with that. But it looks like you're based in Seattle. So using the search words house cleaning in Seattle, I found that you're not ranking anywhere that I can find, and I went down and looked all the way past page 10. So what needs to happen is, obviously, we need to get you bumped up in the rankings. According to Google, 92% of people that search on Google, they never look past page 1. So I mean, that's 92% of the traffic that you're missing out on. And then 8% kind of spill over to page 2, but after page 2, you're pretty much invisible. No one will ever see your beautiful website. So we need to convert that situation and get your website to become a revenue generating tool as it's designed to be. So here's what we need to do to get you headed in that direction. So the first thing that Google looks at when ranking a website is your title tag. Now all these blue lines of text are the title tags. Now the title tags don't appear on your website. They're actually, there's a field in the back end of your website in the editing section where you can enter in what you want your title tag to be, and then that will show up in your Google listing. So all these blue lines of text are the title tags. Now the title tag tells Google what it is that you want to rank for, and it's also telling Google the very keywords that you want people to use to find you with. So let's go back to your website, and I'm going to use this scanning tool, and we're going to find out that your title tag currently is Lali House Cleaning, I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly, Seattle, Washington Cleaning Service, Lali House Cleaning again, Seattle, Washington Cleaning Professionals. First thing off the bat is Google only reads the first 60 characters in a title tag, so everything after 60 in Google's not seeing it anyway, so yours is 123 characters. Now, this is telling Google that these are the keywords that you want people to use to find you with. Now the problem here is that nobody searching for your services would ever type in any of these things. They wouldn't even know to type in your business's name in their search. So here's how critical it is to get this correct, your title tag. I'm going to copy your title tag as it is, and I'm going to open up a new tab, and I'm going to paste that into the search bar. Paste and go, and watch what happens. Boom, in my new search, you come up number 1 on page 1 using all those terms that you put into your title tag. In fact, you're kind of dominating page 1 here. Well, you're up at the top. So that's how critically important it is to get the title tag dialed in properly. So what happens is we need to understand what the format is that Google wants to see when reading a title tag. And of course, Google reads from left to right, and here's the format. The format is keyword dash location dash business name. Now if you can remember that, and by the way, I'm going to send you a PDF that explains all this stuff in detail so you can have it, and it'll help you to implement this So what we need to do, first of all, in that format is to find the correct keyword. So what I did was I went to Google Planner, and this is actually a free tool that you can find, and I think you have to have a Gmail account to use this. But anyway, you log in, and I typed in the words house cleaning, thinking that that's a good broad description, an umbrella term that kind of covers everything that you do. And I found, and using this word, and I searched for King County, Washington, and I found that currently there are about 1,000 searches on average per month for that search term. Now, I found down here, using the search term house cleaning services, you're getting up to 10,000 searches a month. And this is a 900% increase over the last 3 months. So this is a real high traffic volume keyword, and it's trending upward significantly so for the past 3 months. So let's go back to your website using that keyword, house cleaning services. Here is what I would recommend for your title tag. It would be house cleaning services dash Seattle, Washington dash Lali house cleaning. Now, I'm going to be very interested to hear what kind of impact that this is going to make in your ranking. Now, by doing so, what we're doing is we are creating a crystal clear channel of communication between your website and Google's algorithm. So Google knows precisely what your website is about and what it is that you want to rank for and your location. Now, the second thing that Google looks at when trying to rank you after the blue title tag is your H1. Now, the H1 is a line of text that does appear on your website, usually somewhere in this area. Now, the title tag, the H1 needs to match exactly what you have in your title tag. So your H1 would also read house cleaning services, Seattle, Washington, Lali house cleaning. There needs to be a one-to-one match. And what that does is that further establishes that crystal clear channel of communication between your website and the Google algorithm, and between Google and the person that is searching for that service. When these two things are in place, Google now is going to understand precisely what it is that you want to rank for, where you're located, and who you want to direct to you in a search. Now, when these two things are in place, this will then clear up a lot of confusion in the mind of Google as to what your website is about and what it is that you want to rank for. And down the road, we would actually end up doing that same thing for each one of these pages. Google actually looks at each one of your pages as its own separate website. So this page, your title tag would represent not just a generic home cleaning services, but your title tag or your keyword might actually be residential home cleaning with a matching H1. And the same thing for your commercial, and then for deep cleaning and move out, and any services, any other services that you might have. We could eventually create an individual page for each one of those services and optimize it so that we can then direct individual traffic to each one of those services. Now, the third thing that Google looks at is the content that is on your page. Now, the content needs to contain the keywords that that page is ranking for, and that keyword needs to be sprinkled throughout. And Google likes to see variations of that keyword. And I'm going to include all of this stuff in the PDF so you can read it and review it and make use of it, so you don't have to remember all this. I'll have it in writing for you. But anyway, when these two things are in place, along with really good solid content, all of this added together is going to account for about 50% of your website's ranking power. And all of these things are things that you can pretty much do by yourself, or somebody that's working on your site with you. If you have somebody at your company that help you build the site, or if you're confident to go into the editing area and do these things, you can use the PDF I'm going to send you and get these things dialed in. And that's going to represent about 50% of your ranking power. Now, the other 50% I'm going to show you just so you can get an idea of where you stand in relation to the other websites or other businesses in your area that are also in your industry that you are competing with. Now, what this next thing that Google looks at is called your backlink profile. Now, that you probably know what backlinks are. That's when outside websites are linking to your website. And when that happens, whatever ranking power that outside website has, a part of their ranking power is going to flow back over that backlink to your website. And it's going to accumulate and give you more ranking power. So I used this tool to scan to see what your backlink profile is. And you currently have 3 backlinks pointing back, but you have a domain rating of 0, which means that there is no ranking power coming back from these backlinks. Now I want to show you where you stand in comparison to your competitors. In Seattle, number 1 in Seattle is Seattle Green Cleaning Ferry. They have a domain rating of 26, and they have 1,400 backlinks. Now, to be honest, 26 is not a very high domain rating with this many backlinks, which means that these backlinks are not giving all that much ranking power. So I'm very surprised that they are on page 1 with such a low ranking, which brings me to this very important point. In order to rank on page 1 of Google for your area, you don't have to have the greatest website in the whole world. You only have to be better than everybody else's website in your area that's doing house cleaning. And if everybody else's website is not very good, then that means the competition level is not that steep. And those companies are well within striking distance for you to reach them and pass them in the rankings. So this company is on page 1 of Seattle. Now, I looked at their website, and you know what? Seattle Green Cleaning Ferry, I don't think they have as good of a website as you do. It's not as well laid out. It has a lot of problems. They messed up a lot of key factors in there. But because they're overwhelming their website mess-ups with all these backlinks, it's kind of balancing out and overcompensating and giving them a domain rating of 26. Now, if we go to your next competitor in Seattle, Susan's Green Cleaning, they have an even higher domain rating. And they have even more backlinks, 23,000. That is a huge number of backlinks. That's amazing. Somebody with that many backlinks, they should have a domain rating up in the 60s or 70s. That tells me that these backlinks are not that great. They don't have that much ranking power flowing back. And also, I looked at their website, and I still think you have a better website than they do. They have a lot of mistakes, a lot of things screwed up, and not optimized correctly. And again, I think they're just overwhelming the whole thing with a massive number of backlinks, overcompensating and getting a domain rating of 32 from only 162 websites. The next thing I did was I went to CascadeMaids.com. Now this website, or this company, is in Everett. They're on page 1 of Everett at the top. And look, they only have a domain rating of 1.3. Hardly better than yours. You're at 0, they're at 1.3. And they only have 103 backlinks. That's not very many at all. But what this company does have is a really nice website, and it's very logically laid out. A lot of the key factors are optimized well. And I think that that is what is carrying them to page 1 for the Everett area. And this also tells me that the competition level in Everett for your industry is not that high. So what this tells us is that each area that you want to rank in is its own individual unique environment, its own individual unique scenario, and some of the competition levels are steep and some are not. Now, let's look at one more company. If we go over to Kirkland, Rain City Maids, domain rating of 20, it's popping back up into the 20s again. But, oops, sorry, they only have 102 backlinks. Hardly more than Cascade Maids. But look at the difference in their domain rating. These are probably pretty good quality backlinks. And they have a fairly well dialed in website. So I wanted to show you all of these things because my message to you is, before you go spending any money on anybody helping you with backlink profiles or getting backlinks, what I think you should do is take the information at the first half of this video along with the PDF I'm going to send you and just apply those tweaks that I described there. Apply them to your website, and I will be very interested to see what kind of impact that makes on your Google ranking for the Seattle area. And if you can really boost your ranking in Seattle, that is going to have a ripple effect to surrounding areas, and you're going to start showing up in those areas as well. Kirkland, Everett, Federal Way, Queen Anne Hill, all around, even into Bellevue, it's going to have a ripple effect. And when that begins to happen, we can just assess where these tweaks are going to take you. And you know what? Every once in a while, this is all you need to do to really dominate your rankings for your industry in your area. So let's just take that step first and see what happens. So I'm going to close this video. I just wanted to give you a quick overview of all these things, and I know it can be very confusing. So hopefully you can watch this over and over again and take a look at the PDF that I'm going to send you the link for. And I tried to make it as simple as I possibly could so you could understand it and follow it and implement it. So I apologize for the length of the video. I only wanted to go for about 8 or 10 minutes max, and we're up at 17 minutes now. So again, I thank you for responding to my post on the Facebook group, and I hope this is of value to you, and I will talk to you soon. If you end up having any questions about these things, just respond back to me, and I'll be happy to answer all your questions. So take care, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye now.